I'm cooking for Harry and Stain on the picturesque Haas Farm in Stanford. Their menu is gonna start with seared scallop, beetroot and caramelized apple, going into a braised organic lamb shoulder with potato-terrine and spring cabbage, ending off with soft giving burrata, peach and rosemary shortbread. I need to make a potato-terrine for tomorrow night's main course. All it takes is a lot of potatoes. Grab yourself one of these mandolins. This was one of my first jobs in the morning when I used to work for Gordon. Get in, peel loads of potatoes, start layering these terrines, of course loads of other potato dishes. The potatoes take a lot of salt. All I've got here is my trusty potato-terrine tin, just lined with a bit of greaseproof paper. Just layer after layer after layer of potatoes. Just get them going. Of course, potato's best friend, nice bit of butter. Just tuck your potatoes in. Gonna pop this bad boy in the oven. See you in about an hour and a half. So as my potato terrine cooks, gonna rustle myself up something to eat. The most important part of the burger has to be the patty. Good, proper beef mince. We're gonna hit that straight away with some salt. As soon as that salt hits the meat, starts drawing out that moisture. Get our pan nice and hot. Now, everything you think that goes onto a burger, I like to put inside the actual meat. So we've got some mayonnaise, just go straight in. Some of your favorite hot sauce. Good old ketchup, never goes amiss. Beef and mustard, very good friends. Little mixy mix. Cool. Just good old white bread. Always important to toast your buns. Pop it into a dry pan. That's the sort of noise you want. All that toasts. Little burger garnish. You can't have a burger without a pickle. That's exactly what we're looking for. Nice toast on there. Same pan, no need to wash anything up. Not even gonna form these into patties. Just gonna chuck it straight into the pan. Just mush it down. It's a very technical burger term, the old burger mush. So dark crust on the outside, nice and soft and pink and juicy on the inside. Now, do not judge me. Good old processed cheese, one of my sort of little guilty pleasures. Now comes the exciting part. Gonna build our burger. Another guilty pleasure of mine, spreadable cheese. Can't beat it. That goes down on the top bun. A little more mayonnaise. You can almost just envision biting into this burger, having it spill all over the place. That's to me, you know, half the fun of eating it. Another one. Final layer on top. You gotta get limbered up, get the hunch. That is the ultimate double cheeseburger. Okay, so my terrine de pomme is perfectly cooked. Just gonna lay my weight down on there, get that nice and pressed. Rest of the prep, I'll wait till tomorrow. So, starting my mise en place list this morning. Gonna keep it nice and short and sweet. Got a long drive ahead of us to Stanford. First things first, gonna bake some beautiful beetroots. Olive oil down. Nice amount of salt. Big bulb of garlic. Nice big beetroot. You want to have enough tinfoil so you can create a little parcel. Fold it over. Got my oven preheated. You want about 190, 200. Inside there, we're going to create all that steam. It's going to beautifully cook those beetroots. Straight into the oven they go. Another element to our starter. What we're going to do is make a caramelized apple puree. So all I've done is dice some Granny Smith apple. I always go with a Granny Smith apple for this. We've got a nice tartness. I'm gonna put a bit of caster sugar on them anyway, just to aid that caramelization. Now all we want here is the pure apple flavor. So just apples, sugar, raging hot pot, let them do their thing. Now we need to make an olive oil mayonnaise for that puree. Now the trick to this is using already cooked eggs. All we're gonna do is emulsify some olive oil into that. A little bit of salt. That is ready. Now because these eggs are cooked, this mayonnaise lasts a lot longer in your fridge as well. Now you'll see we get a really dark caramel on those apples. Works beautifully well with the sort of rich, grassy olive oil that's in there. Make this for your friends. Very, very impressed. You can see the apples are almost ready to blend. I'm glad I'm not the person cleaning that pot. It's exactly the color you're looking for. Actually, turn those off. Those can sit there for a couple of seconds. First part of my dessert, we've got the beautiful, fresh, juicy peach. We're gonna poach them in a fragrant stock syrup. Just some hot water. Just grab some caster sugar straight into your water. 2 lemons. You just want to pop those straight in. Now we're gonna serve these peaches with a beautiful fresh burrata, so that real milky, milky cheese. Just take your rosemary, pop that into your stock syrup. There's loads and loads of flavor in those stalks, so never, ever throw the stalks away. Peaches into our stock syrup. So these are gonna poach for about, depending on how firm they are, a good sort of 8 or 10 minutes. We're gonna make a rosemary shortbread, so we're gonna keep that flavor profile going through the whole dish. Soft butter, just some good old caster sugar. We're gonna get it a little bit creamy. Check it out, all those specks of rosemary. Now we want a really short shortbread, if that makes sense. So we don't want to mix too much flour into it. I'm also going to use half rice flour, half normal flour. Now we just want to fold this through. We don't want to work the glutens in that flour too much. We want a nice sort of snappy shortbread. Just bring it together. Cut this bad boy in half. 1, 2, and then just press it in. I'm not looking for any sort of uniformity here, just a nice sort of even layer. You can press them down. I'm gonna sprinkle them with a tiny bit more sugar, just so we get that beautiful little crust on top. While my peaches finish poaching, just pop this apple puree on. Our peaches are ready to come out. Beauty of having those lemons in there is that we also get that extra burst of flavor. Apple puree is done. Pop it over here. If you can just imagine that finished dish, we've got that beautiful beetroot, we've got those seared scallops, little dollops of this caramelized apple mayonnaise. It is a thing of beauty. This can rest over here. Our peaches can rest. They're just a little bit too hot to handle right now. We can smell that shortbread's perfectly ready. Those beetroots are perfectly roasted. I'm gonna keep them in that tin foil so they steam on the way there. That is a wrap on this prep. Let's get out of here. Out here in Stanford, I mean, it's a little bit like the sort of space that time forgot. Couldn't have asked for a more picturesque setting to cook in. So, first thing we're gonna do is slowly cook a beautiful bone-in lamb shoulder. The reason I always choose bone-in for this particular dish is that you don't really realize how hot those bones get. So you end up being able to cook that lamb beautifully slowly from the inside out. We're gonna get a beautiful crust on an open fire that we've already got going over there. But all I wanna do now is form a nice base in this beautiful cast iron pot of mine. Just gonna get this nice and hot. Nice amount of olive oil, good amounts of salt. That lamb is fine just to sit here for a couple of seconds. Let's give our board a bit of a flip. Heads of garlic, just cut them straight in half. Onions, roots on everything. Remember, none of this is wasted. It's going to impart all that flavor into the sauce as well. Leeks, don't even think I'm going to cut those in half. Just straight in. Let's get this onto the open fire. Pop it straight on. All I'm doing is getting a nice sear on the fatty side of that lamb. That's exactly what we're looking for, that real dark char. Just nestle it down on that bed of leeks and onions. All I've got in here is some veal stock. That's got another 4.5, 5 hours. Gonna get myself cleaned up and finish off the last things for tonight. Straight in there. Beautiful pointed headed cabbages. Chop those outside leaves into little sort of strips, and then these real sweet hearts. In certain parts of the world, they're also called hispy cabbages, but any real young, fresh, tender cabbage will work for this. So while those cook away and get a bit of color, got that caramelized apple puree, that velvety smooth olive oil mayonnaise. This is gonna add a beautiful earthy, sweet note together with those beetroots for the scallop dish. The braised cabbage is gonna go on the side of that lamb shoulder apple puree. Just a little whisk, only a small one. Mix it all around. Now's our chance to hit that cabbage with its first bit of salt. Just as that butter melts down, we want to turn the heat up. We want to get a little bit of beurre-noisette, so that sort of brown, nutty butter. Just hit it with some water. Don't want to cover them, just sort of halfway. So these are just going to gently tick away. Put in some parchment paper, tuck the edges around. They can just nestle on top there. Get another big pan on. Nice amount of olive oil in there. A little bit of butter. The beauty of these outside leaves of that sweetheart pointed cabbage is that they're soft and tender, so they don't take too long to cook. Nice amount of salt in there. The cabbage just rolls around in that beautiful brown butter. Just grab yourself a nice, clean metal tray. We'll let this cool. All I need to do now is nip out to the veggie garden, grab those wild herbs, finish that lamb off. The beauty of shopping in someone's vegetable patch is that you never know what you're going to get. I can't see any rosemary, even though I had planned some rosemary for the lamb. I'm just gonna go with lavender for that. But I have found these beautiful, amazing broad beans. We're gonna pop a few of them on the scallop dish. They're fresh, crunchy, sweet at the same time. Gonna go perfectly with those scallops. Just gonna pick some lavender, head up, finish that lamb off. The best part about cooking from the land is that Mother Nature writes the menu for you. There are few better things than working with ingredients that you picked only moments ago. Little check on that lamb, I can hear it sort of blipping away. Just grab your lavender. All we've done with that lavender is give that lamb an extra little layer of flavor. Just pop that back into your pot. It's got about another two and a bit hours left. Harry and Stain are welcoming guests from around the valley and the world to just come together and celebrate this beautiful space that they've created.
Two of my best friends from Amsterdam, a couple of weeks ago, I understood that they would be here. And then I thought, okay, now I have the theme. That is the reason that we are here.
You're welcome.
Got one or two little last things to do for that starter. So just have yourself a nice bowl, a mandolin. Beetroot and apple are very good friends. What this is going to offer us is an opportunity to bring that vital bit of crunch into this dish. Just run your knife through them. Just to keep them nice and fresh and zingy. A little bit of lemon juice. Take our beetroots. The skin just rubs away. Perfectly cooked, peeled beetroots. And then just give them a nice thin slice. A little sheen on those beetroots. Tiny bit of olive oil. Little pinch of sea salt on them. That apple, just scatter it around. All I've done is taken those broad beans, pop them out their shell. Nice fine slice. A little bit of olive oil, a little bit of lemon juice. Beautiful little addition straight out of the garden. Now all we need to do, sear those scallops, ready to serve. Keep that control all the time. Keep touching. Keep thinking about how far they are. Keep thinking about how hot your pan is. You don't want that scallop to burn. You want to have it perfectly cooked. Straight in with a beautiful knob of butter. The scallops, cooking them from the bottom and the top. When they're perfectly colored on both sides, just slide them straight out. Final little couple of dots of mayonnaise. Couple of cress leaves. So your first course tonight is just some beautiful slow-baked beetroots on the bottom. On top of that, you got a apple mousseline. Then some beautiful fresh broad beans from the garden here, and some little baby shoots. Enjoy.
Very much.
That lamb is beautifully cooked. Light bit of smoke on it. That's fine there. And leave it in the pot for a little bit longer before I get it out. The potato-terrine, perfectly pressed. You can see those layers and layers of cooked potato. Just give it a little slice. And then in half, more than enough. While that's getting nice and crispy, gives me a chance to take that meat out. Just a little bit of butter in right at the end. All I've done is taken that braising liquid, reduced it down a tiny little bit. Final bit of freshness, a little bit of crispness, some pea shoots. Let's get these served. So next up we've got lamb shoulder. On the side of that is a pressed potato-terrine, spring cabbage, and then just some fresh shoots and some sauce. Simple, elegant, tasty. So we have our beautifully soft, unctuous burrata there, our perfectly poached peaches, that fresh rosemary shortbread. Beautifully simple dessert, just comes together. All you want to do is pull that burrata apart. Just take those peaches. Just break that shortbread up. Just a bit of vanilla ice cream on top gives it that much needed temperature change. Grassy olive oil, fruity peaches, works really well. So last up is just some poached peaches. And then on the bottom of that, we've got some burrata. And then it's a rosemary shortbread. Just a vanilla ice cream and some olive oil.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure, thank you. Wow, I mean,
Thank you so much.
it's such an amazing setting to cook in. It's just unreal.
Look, I will have a happy future. Being a chef.
Harry and Stain are always the most amazing and gracious hosts. They welcome me into their kitchen and their home. But for now, it's back to Cape Town for my next culinary adventure.
Health insurance that pays you.
Wow.
Absolute pleasure.
That is a very sexy picture.
It's very photoshopped.
Guys. Look, his first cooking book, released a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Whenever I'm a part of events like this, there's this big anxiety build-up. It goes starter, main course, dessert, and then you can finally relax. We're truly blessed as private chefs to be able to bring people such instant pleasure just by cooking for them.